Alright guys, welcome back to Gilded Gaming and Final Fantasy XIV. So, the plan for tonight. Level 60 dungeons, 3.1, 3.2 MSQ, and maybe Void Arc? Let's see who shows up to group up tonight. Let's see. Hey, Shadow Konoko! Oh, sorry you missed the end of East. To check out the VOD or wait for it to show up on YouTube, I guess, but that final boss gave me a little bit of trouble, but we got through it, man. That was a pretty awesome final boss. Let's see. Were we starting East 4 probably tomorrow at some point? Maybe before the Final Fantasy VII stream? I anticipate that we get to Wall Market tomorrow night in Final Fantasy VII, probably. And in which case we would be doing like an East stream altogether on Tuesday. I need to work on updating the schedule for the games because the games have changed. Anyways, for now, while we're waiting for, Minus is already here, but see if anybody else shows up. We'll probably continue working our way through the main story quests for the moment. And we'll go from there. So, we need to head on over here. It's just down the way. And of course Minus is doing, okay, well, you know what? I knew you were gonna do that, so. There you go. You happy? You all happy now? I'm a monkey. You hear that, Dez? Monkey night. Alright, that's just gonna make me fight the bosses harder, that's all I'm saying. I'm excited to try out this new bar. We haven't actually been able to use it because we've been fighting content where we've been pushed back down to level 60. But we got this new Soul Eater ability, Blood Spiller ability that we can use with this new bar we got. Oh, thanks, Des. Oh, Des, have you seen my new sword? It's pretty awesome. Have you returned? In this at least the fates are kind. Greetings, First Commander. It pleases me to inform you that Vidofnir has accepted Sir Amaric's invitation. If you guys don't remember, last time we had invited Vidofnir to come and treat with the Ishgardians, and we were making that happen. We're forging a new peace between dragons and Ishgard. Hopefully. Probably not. We're gonna have to end up dealing with our big mean dragon dude whose name is escaping me at the moment. She has. They're glad tidings indeed. Nidhogg. We're gonna have to deal with him. Would that the Lord Commander were here to hear them. Is he otherwise engaged? Aye, sleeping off a knife to the gut. That's right. I forgot the Lord Commander got stabbed in the street. What happened? Will he live? The surgeons are telling me he'll make a full recovery. But had Lord Edmont and the Lord Artorial not been on hand when the assassin struck, he would not have been so fortunate. For a mercy, they subdued the fiend before he could lend a hand. So before he could land the telling blow. Need to sew some Super Saiyan hair on the hat. It's a different kind of monkey, but okay. If you get Dez on that one, I'm not a sewer. The attack was just the beginning, though. Not long after, buildings all around the city, including several ours, burst into flame. Bastards caught us completely by surprise. We've been dousing the fires, but every one we wipe out seems 2 more start up. Casualties are mounting, especially in the Broom. Just plain, these fires were started by the assassin's conspirators. Until they've been rounded up, there'll be no end to this. Will you help us find them? The thing is, the people that are trying to kill Sir Amaric think that he's like some dictator trying to seize power. Like, they're so misinformed. And let us be about it. We'll deal with this. I don't even know what the story of Stormblood is about, so I have no idea where this story is about to go as we move through 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5, which are the patch quests at the end of Heavensward. As we get into 3.4 and 3.5, it's going to start pushing us towards Stormblood. I don't even know where that goes. I don't know what the expansion is going to be about. I kind of knew Heavensward was about dragons and Ishgard. I had no idea what Stormblood's about. So I'm excited to find out when we get there. Ooh, what's this? Primal accessories fending coffer. Okay, so we can grab like a tank thing or a DPS thing. I mean, we're probably not going to want any of that, but that's fine. Item level 240, yeah. The flames are spreading. We must needs begin our investigation immediately. Witnesses must be found, suspects must be identified. Have you been able to determine the precise locations where the fires were set? Mayhap there's a pattern. If there is, we've yet to discern it. Fires have been reported throughout the city in both the pillars and foundation. Indeed, given the size of the area affected, I think it's best to divide our forces. Master Alphino and Mistress Istola, I would have you take charge of the investigation in foundation. As you wish, mayhap Tataru can be of assistance as well. Meaning Elheim and me get the pillars. Oh, they'll like me up there. Only question is, will the grizzled old rogue striking a pose over there be joining us? Thancred of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. And may I say, what a pleasure it is to meet you too, milady. I love the new Thancred look. He's pretty badass now. I'll bet. Name's Hilda, Scion, eh? And there I was thinking I'd found a fellow ruffian amongst all these illustrious personages. I like Hilda too. One, she's a badass, and two, she's got like a classic Final Fantasy name. So she brings a lot of like that with her. I'll remain here to coordinate the fire quenching effort. If you learn aught of value, pray inform me immediately. That is all. As soon as we met Hilda, I knew she was going to be a character because one, she looks awesome, but two, they wouldn't just throw the name Hilda at some random NPC, you know? While we could begin by sifting through the charred rubble and questioning random passerby, in my experience, every town has at least one individual who can be counted on to know things he or she should not. Look at that new sword, man. Thank you again for that sword. That looks just awesome. Oh, aye, the infamous Lord Emmanuel de Fortemps, lover of women and wine, though neither care for him that much. They say he could gossip for Ishgard. There we go. Just the sort of fellow I had in mind. Capital suggestion, Elheim. Nice fancy sword hype, yeah. It's actually, we're glamoring the sword to look like that, so whatever sword we get, we could just keep making it look like that. And I might. He'll be at the crochet, most like, making an effort to be seen, so let's go and see him. Grizzled, I will accept, but old? Ugh. I don't get why Thancred didn't join back up with us earlier. He hadn't lost his memories. He was just chilling, doing his thing in the area that he ended up in, making absolutely no attempt to like join back up with the rest of the Scions. Like there was nothing stopping him really from coming and joining back up with us. I mean, he was naked at first, but he got clothes quickly. And he's just been like chilling there. I wonder if the other Scions are gonna be like that. It's like we're gonna find them and they'll be like, oh, are we supposed to? I just figured I'd hang out here, you know. Against the dying of the light. Right, we're gonna head over to the Groger, right? They told me that. Alright. Let's just hit up this one over here. That's that poem. Rage against the dying of the light. It's a good poem. All right. Well, if it isn't Elheim, dearest of all my friends, you're looking rather glum. Something the matter, old girl? Ah, yes, the arsons. Dreadful business that, and awfully curious, wouldn't you say? There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it at all. Naturally, we've doubled the guard outside the manor, along with the most of the other houses. Can't have the old pile going up in flames, after all. Oh, in case you're wondering why the Hopland was awash in refugees, the lower levels of the vault have been opened to those unfortunate souls who have lost their homes. Sir Amric's orders, from what I hear. Remarkable man. Not even a knife in the ribs can keep him from his duties. Actually, old girl, if you were thinking of questioning the refugees, you should be more than happy to accompany. I should be more than happy to accompany you into the Hopland. While you conduct your inquiries, I could offer words of comfort to the distressed and despondent young maidens. Wait a moment. I know what that is. You're giving me one of your looks, aren't you? You do me an injustice, old girl. I'll have you know that my heart yearns for but one rose, prickly though she may be. I sense you remain unconvinced. Very well. If it will help to prove the purity of my intentions, I shall gracefully rescind my offer. Now run along and catch those arsonists. That was not entirely what I had hoped for. Whose idea was it to come here again? Never mind. For our next step, I suggest we divide our efforts. While you question the refugees in the Hopland Ulheim, I shall investigate the locations where the fires were set. Would you be so good as to join me, Hilda? You know what? I reckon I would. Can't have you roaming around in an unfamiliar city by your lonesome, can we? You'd only get robbed blind and left shivering in your small clothes. Amen, Elian is like never helpful. That's all I've learned about him so far. He didn't used to call me old girl though, did he? Like last time we hung out with him? We did like a quest line where we were doing stuff for him. I don't remember him calling me that. Did he? Maybe he did. But yeah, them giving me a bunch of level 240 gear doesn't mean much when I have like a full set of level 270 gear. So we'll just kind of bank that, I guess. I guess maybe we could grab... I don't even know what to grab. I guess we'll grab the DPS set because we already have a full set of tanking gear that's better. Let's head to Vigil. I don't know if anybody else is coming tonight. It might just be me and you, Minus. I don't know that anybody else said anything. Ours was the first of the homes to be claimed, but I didn't see how the fire began. It was only when I heard our neighbors shouting that I looked outside and saw the flames. We barely escaped with the clothes on our backs. Were it not for the church's generosity, I don't know what we'd do. Advanced MSQ? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I mean, with only one party member, you know, around, might as well do this main story stuff as long as we can. On nights when we have everybody here, we want to focus on the multiplayer content, you know? Come, my brothers and sisters, there is food and shelter enough for all in the Basilica. Although, eventually the main story, I'm sure, is going to send us into a dungeon at some point. Or a trial. Maloney's blessings will be upon you, Father. I confess we were not sure if we should come. There are so many unbelievable tales these days about archbishops in Sir Amric and the Dravanians. Trust in your heart, brother, and pay no heed to the lies of lesser men. They seek only to lead you astray. Do you require succor as well, miss? So the Temple Knights have begun their investigation at last. Good. This madness has gone on far too long. Would that I could do something to aid you in your search, but I have a duty to these poor souls. Farewell, and may the Fury guide your steps. I think the person setting these fires isn't going to be who we expect. But as this is patch 3.1, I expect this is all just set up for something that's going to happen in 3.2 or 3.3. There was a man with a satchel. I saw him kneeling outside the window, and then there was smoke everywhere, and it was so hot and I couldn't breathe. I don't remember how I made it out. I suppose I must have climbed. Maybe my arm is getting better after all? We got another one down there. What's Thancred? Okay. Did we find out anything at the side of the fires. Ah, there you are. Anything to share? It will require more than muddled testimony of a traumatized girl if we were to identify the culprits. While you were questioning the refugees, we inspected the scenes of several of the fires, including one near St. Raymondaud's Cathedral and another near the Tribunal. For a mercy, neither structure suffered significant damage. Some might say they were spared by the grace of the Fury. Others might question how such ruthlessly efficient arsonists contrived to fail so miserably on the 2 occasions where their target was a bastion of Ishgardian orthodoxy. Nothing conclusive, of course, but it does give one cause to wonder. Alphino will doubtless have an opinion. Okay. Back to the broom. The closest one's probably this way. Oh, I have like auto run on. I didn't even know I had auto run bound to my controller. Alright. Where's he gotten off to? Ah, Tataru and Ishtola. Sweet. It's left bumper? Okay. Silence will avail you not, sir. Elheim, I was just about to summon you. As you can see, we have detained a suspect. We found this man loitering near the remains of one of the stricken buildings. According to eyewitnesses, he was also present before the fires broke out. We wished to have words. He did not, so we insisted. Let me go, damn it! You've got the wrong man. My, but you reek of oil. Are those burns on your hands? An occupational hazard, I suppose, but tell me, does arson pay well? I'm a victim, you imbecile. Look at me. Aye, that you are, after a fashion. You should know that your pious patron has already spun us a delightful yarn about how his pet mongrel slipped the leash and set about burning half the city to the ground. Not very noble of him, I grant you, but these highborn types rarely do show loyalty to their pets. In fact, he called you a rabbit and begged us to put you down. That's bollocks. He's the one who told me to keep going. And Thancred got him to admit it. Nice bluff. Even a sinner such as me could find salvation in the Fury's work, he said. I'd left it behind, tried to with all my heart, said my prayers every day like a good man, but he came to me. He came to me. And there you have it, Hilda. Would you be so kind as to escort our friend here to the congregation? Aye, so long as you don't mind he's limping when he gets there. So what, one of the priests tracked down a known arsonist and convinced him to do it for God's work? It was incredible, Thancred, but how'd you know he would confess? Well, I've seen his like before, a troubled soul manipulated by men of power and wielded as a weapon. I could not be certain, of course, but given the stakes, I thought it worth the risk. And if our captive had called your bluff, must we entertain hypotheticals? The world as it is vexing enough. Thank you, Thancred. Whether by luck or by judgment, we have at last confirmed that these arsons were orchestrated by a person or persons of influence. I think it best that we now return to the congregation and discuss how best to proceed. Alright. Let's see, Forgotten Night. That's right around the corner, isn't it? These stairs. Very somber music. On behalf of the Holy See of Ishgard, I thank you all. The man you apprehended is being interrogated as we speak, and though he fell silent upon realizing that we had not turned his master, he will soon tell us what he knows, one way or another. Pardon the intrusion, First Commander. Ah, Lord Artorial. Are you come to see your father? He is attending Sir Amric in his chambers at present. I am. He bid me bring his salve. Then do not let me detain you. And thank you for your kindness, my lord. I read that as slave at first, and I was like, bring his slave? What? In times of trouble, every man must do his part. What would that I could do more? Lord Artorial was there to help him when he got stabbed, but my Lord Artorial did not seem to be in the best of spirits. Well, it's just a little wonder, Master Alphino. His father is widely slandered, and his half-brother not yet cold in the grave. Alright. I think we grab the DPS one, because we don't need the other one. Ooh, what do we have here? Aiming, healing, casting. Okay, more loot. Wind up Parsifal. And a kite shield. Oh, we don't really do shields in our current class, but I just want to see what it looks like. Slaying is specifically samurai, monk, and dragoon. Yeah, because an aiming would be what, bard, and casting is going to be like black mage, and yeah, I get that.
Is far from finished.
I was just saying, like, I don't need the tanking one, so I might as well grab the DPS one, right? Bard, machinist, dancer, ninja. That makes sense. I do not mean to diminish our accomplishments, but to identify the ones who ordered the fire 7. Okay.
Between the various conservative and religious factions in Ishgard, I dare say there's no shortage of parties who would like to see the status quo preserved. Do any likely suspects spring to mind?
Far too many to count.
Hey, he's up and about.
Lord Commander, your wounds.
Are healing well. Thank you. Time is of the essence. Lest we forget, these men would sooner put their own city to the torch than see it change. When our enemies learn that we have apprehended their arsonist, there is no telling how they will react.
Lord Commander, an armed mob has seized control of the vault.
And now we know. Tell us what happened, sir. Spare no detail.
We were directing refugees into the Basilica.
Yeah.
As you ordered. When all of a sudden, men brandishing weapons were all around us.
That guy did look
shady. It happened so fast, my lord. We had no time to respond. They've taken the refugees hostage and barricaded themselves inside the vault.
And they sent you to deliver their demands.
They, the true brothers of the faith, demand that a conclave to select the next archbishop be held forthwith. Furthermore, they declare that you, Lord Commander, are guilty of patricide and high treason, and that you must surrender yourself at once to receive of the Fury's judgment.
Uh-huh.
Ridiculous! Do they honestly think that executing Sir Emmerich would change anything? That the truth will somehow die with him?
These fundamentalists rage against the passing of the old ways, unable to accept there can be no going back.
Given the fanciful nature of their demands, a peaceful resolution does not seem likely. If the hostages are to be rescued, it will be by force, I fear.
Agreed. Lucia, take a contingent of knights and establish a perimeter outside the entrance.
I like that the quests have more voice acting in them now.
Hilda, I need your people out in force throughout the Broom. When word spreads of the situation, the friends and family of the hostages may try to take matters into their own hands. I will not give these militants more targets. I shall lead the assault on the vault. Master Alphino, can I count on the support of the Scions?
Of course.
Okay.
We are in your debt.
I've been trying to think of like what
join you
big
as well,
summons
Commander.
are left to be primals. There's a lot, but like, which ones do I think I'll probably end up seeing as we move along? There's some big ones that like I feel will probably come up,
Most welcome,
like
Lord Artorel.
Yojimbo probably at some point.
Time is
Right?
against us.
What's some other big summons that we haven't really seen yet? I think someone already said there's gonna be Anima at some point, the one from Final Fantasy X. I know there's Final Fantasy Tactics content later. I wonder if the summons from Ivalice are gonna come in at all. Like Kuklane and all the other the demons. Lucavi. As goes light, so goes darkness. Let me go to the crochet. I'm going to turn off the camera for just a little bit. I know you want to see the gloriousness of my monkey hat, but I'm gonna eat, and I don't want, watch people. People don't want to watch me eat, So I'm gonna eat while we do these cutscenes, and the camera will be back after. Ooh, looks like it's gonna be a duty kind of thing, though. We're probably gonna do some fighting here. We'll eat after the fighting. Listen well, we will enter the Basilica silently via this gate. According to our latest reports, there are at least 6 hostages being held within. The number and readiness of the true brothers of the faith are unknown. I am told one claimed to have served under Thornton the Seventh. Might the same be true of the rest. Given the swiftness with which they've seized control of the vault, I think it highly likely yes. Which means they may well possess the knowledge required to turn the building's defenses against us. Be that as it may, we have no choice but to press on. Lord Artorial, you are a brave man and true. None would dare question your honor if you chose not to risk your life in this endeavor. Are you certain you wish to join us? I am no stranger to the battlefield, Sir Emmerich. My arm will not falter. My shield will not break. Halone is my witness. We will bring these fanatics to justice. Almost surprised this isn't a dungeon or a trial. Well said, Lord. My lord. Friends, follow me. I don't know how much I trust Artorial right now. I'm getting vibes off him. He's vibing, man. I'm going Super Saiyan. I don't want you to see. That's how I beat all the big bosses. All right, duty commenced. Here we go. We're pushed down to level 60 for the duty, so we still can't use Blood Spiller. But remember, saving the hostages takes precedence. Am I supposed to go the other way? Looks like a dead end. Ah, right here. Volt Freya. And we're gonna hit that guy and we're gonna keep moving. Okay. Hostages rescued, 1 of 6. Are you injured? Alright, let's keep going. Oh, not that way though. Which way are we going? The other side, I guess. On your guard, they've sounded the alarm. Okay, this gate's open now. Secure the hostage, Elheim. Leave the others to us.
Down with you!
Okay. And their hostage rescued. Looks like this is gonna open up probably. They took the others somewhere. It all happened so quickly. In this gear, this is like a super easy duty. He said duty. All right.
You underestimate me.
Look at those guys. Sir Simeonard, lay down your arms and release the hostages, and you'll be shown mercy. I give you my word. The word of a heretic and a kinslayer. I would sooner trust a dragon. Activate the knights. She'll show the hostages the same mercy he showed the archbishop. They look like chess knights. That's awesome. Did to turn around and go fight those things? Unlike you, Sir Emmerich, I'm a man of honor. By my hand, you shall receive the fury of the judgment. The Fury's judgment. So it is to be a trial, then. Lord Artorial, Elheim, leave us and save the hostages. I'll deal with Sir Simeonard. Okay. Let's go fight the knights. Suddenly go into a chess game. Oh, hello, they written under us your judgment. Raise up the righteous and cast down the wicked. Come then, let's see who the Fury favors. Like, they were right there. Where'd they get off to? They're like around the corner? Oh, it looks like... Yeah. Leave the RPG alone! Alright. Fear bonds. Okay. Theirs must be nearby, but where? I don't know, we're off the map at this point. Where'd the other knight go? Traitor Kinslayer, by what sorcery do you yet stand? Enough, all of you attack! Where's it happening though? There's more enemies back here. There's a Stola. Other refugees. Here we go. What's all this then? These guys don't appear to be targetable. Okay, well, let's go the other way. Ameryk's down to 60% health. There's the knight. Okay. Yeah, Ameryk's dropping like 1 health a second. Holy crap. We basically have a minute to kill this thing. And a 44% health. There's still one more set of bonds somewhere. Sir Emmerich needs our help. Okay, let's go out to Sir Emmerich. 34, 33, 32. I took too much time. I went the wrong way. $25. There's only one hostage left to rescue somewhere.
This knight does not yield.
Down to 15. Oh, he's going back up now. So I got him a healer. I'm fighting Simeon hard now. That's why. Let's get rid of his healer. One day I swear I will. And nothing. You're dead. Alright, so Amric's gonna be fine. Now we got one more hostage to free, and he's right here. Boom! Duty complete, probably. Fury be praised. He took Melee. Just hurry, the priest took her upstairs when he saw you kill his men. I have no fear, child. We will save your friend. We're not done yet. Level no longer. Okay, we are done. Food.
Where is he? Where is he?
Come no closer!
When you get to this point, how do you still think you're the good guy?
You have nowhere to run. Release the girl and surrender.
Don't release the girl yet.
Surrender to whom? The blasphemer who throws wide the gates to our enemy? Who breaks bread with him and calls him brother? Ungodly swine! I would sooner die than surrender to you.
That can be arranged.
Is it godly to spill the blood of an innocent child? To burn the homes of your brothers? Tell me, priest, is that godly?
Do not speak to me of godliness, heathen! Your father's blood is on your hands, as is hers!
Shit. There's not even a reason for that. Jesus. Y'shtola can catch her with a spell. Oh my god. Oh, the dragon's gonna save her. That's even better. That's even better.
What? But I... Daphne!
Well met, knight. Mayhap I chose an inopportune moment?
Not at all. Pray forgive us this most unworthy reception. We are honored to have you with us, and right glad of your aid.
Fortune delivered the child unto me. I had but to receive her.
Thank you for saving me.
Thou art welcome, child.
Okay, we're not even showing what's happening up on top of the building. It's like, yeah, we just assumed we'd kick that priest's ass when we were done.
Never did I think to be indebted to so unexpected a savior. But full glad am I to be so.
Friend of Izel, warrior of warriors, I had hoped to meet with thee. I bear a message from my sire.
From Bracefelder?
Upon returning to our lands, Nidhogg's shade did sing unto his brood, and they for skies unknown did then take wing. This thou must know, for your fates are inextricably bound.
What of Estinian? Is he truly lost to us?
Such matters are beyond my ken. I but bear my father's words. Take from them what thou wilt. Fare you well, mortals.
So it is as they say then. A great white dragon swooped down from the heavens to rescue an innocent child.
A most unexpected turn of events, but not an unwelcome one. The people will not soon forget this day.
Yet how will they choose to remember it, Sir Emmerich? And will these events serve to bring man and dragon closer together, or drive a deeper wedge between brothers? After 1,000 years, the world these men once knew is changing, and with ungentle swiftness to boot. Though their actions are misguided, their sentiments are only to be expected. You may be sure that others will rally to their cause. I share your desire for a lasting peace with the Jovanians, I do. But I would not see it built on the bones of our countrymen, nor on our own. I see much of horsifying you, and I could not bear to mourn the passing of another son.
Lord Edmund.
Interesting. I guess this feels like the end of the patch, probably. I'm not sure exactly where the line between the patches is, but that definitely feels like an ending. What's that? Mouthful. This has been a day of surprises, has it not? 'Tis but a pity that Ofnir could not stay longer. Because I think it's fair to say she timed her departure rather less well than her arrival. Well timed scarcely does it justice, but one moment later would have been a moment too late. Let's pray that the Ashgardians who yet harbor doubts will take these events to heart and accept the truth of Sir Emmeric's words. Yeah, it's good. Well, it is only meet that I inform Tataru of what has occurred here. You will have need of me. I shall be at Fortent Manor. Allow me to accompany you. Tataru would never forgive me if I left for the Rising Stones without saying goodbye. Hey, Garnova. We haven't started any raids tonight yet. A moment, Elheim. I wish a word. Tell me, does Thancred seem quite well to you? I'm not sure how to put it into words, but... you sensed it too, a subtle change, imperceptible to most. I myself did not notice it at first, but upon closer examination I saw that his etheric flow has been irreparably disrupted. As a result, I strongly suspect that his ability to manipulate Aether has been compromised. Simply put, Thancred may no longer be able to wield magics. It would do much to explain why he chose to remain in the wilderness instead of seeking us out. He would have been compelled to rely solely on traditional methods of travel, significantly prolonging his journey. And when he learned that a nearby beast tribe was making preparations to summon a primal, it may well have seemed more sensible to wait. But this is still more than speculation. A little more than speculation. Until I have proof, pray speak no word of it. Right then, I should be on my way. Kryl may have charmed Master Metoya for now, but who can say how long it will last? So Minus is here, Karanova's here. We don't have Mordak yet, but if you guys want, I think that was the end of 3.1. Am I right, Minus? That felt like the end of 3.1. We can start working on level 60 dungeons or Void Arc tonight, if you guys want to. There's a dungeon coming up in the MSQ. That's also a possibility. Okay.
That Vidofnir should chance to arrive even as the girl fell. Truly, I could not have planned it better myself.
Ah, good. We were afraid you might have left.
Flappable Elf with another Tier 1 gifted sub.
My lord?
That's 9 subs that you've given out, Flappable. Holy crap, dude. Thank you.
Fit for a true knight. An expression of our gratitude to you and yours. Long overdue. But there is something else I would discuss ere you part. Something which cannot leave this room. My father will soon step down as head of our house. Sir Emeric was not the only one to fall under suspicion following the death of the Archbishop. There are some who believe my father complicit in a coup d'etat. Thus he intends to renounce his title to absolve our house of suspicion and secure the support of our peers.
Surely there must be another way to convince houses Durandare and Zemail.
So I said to him. Alas, he will not budge. Ever since I was a child, I knew that I would one day succeed my father. The thought of it filled me with pride. Yet once I learned the day was at hand, my heart was filled with naught but
It's
joy.
funny how huge they are. Yeah, they're tall, and I'm actually pretty short.
Our legacy is built upon the lies of our forefathers. In accepting this title, am I not perpetuating this injustice? Why should I become the next count?
Could you imagine if I was a Lalafell? I'd be so tiny. A knight lives to serve.
You sound just like him. Aye, I suspect that is what Horchefon would have said. To aid those in need. When you look on that shield, I trust you will remember his words. And should I once more find my resolve wavering, I ask that you show me the way. You are a sister to Horchefon. Will you be a sister to me as well? Come, Manalaine. There's much to be done.
Manalaine.
For father, and for
That's how you pronounce it.
And for Ishgard.
Bard's like support DPS, isn't it? Like a buffing DPS class or something. Yeah, look how small Chitaru is. She comes up to like their thighs.
To think we share the same blood. Pray excuse us.
Like her head is at like barely over their knee level.
Those were the days of promises and vows, of tentative first steps into an uncertain future. A future shaped by the choices we made, in ways we could never have foreseen.
Leveled your Dark Knight to 54?
Born of good and evil, of light and darkness, and shepherded by our hand. Be it for weal, or be it for woe.
Okay. That's the end of the patch for sure. So, 3.2, what will you be about? Let's grab... Asking Coffer, why not? Ooh. Oh, is he in the Google library? Where's he at? This is thy proof, the Druid Oracle's Apocrypha. It is a truth long forgotten, a tale of the beginning and of the path we have been set upon. I always love these, like, end of patch cutscenes. They're always, oh, the Warrior of Darkness is approaching him? Along with the Ascian? Ugh. Our fates were ordained long ago, Archon. The Garleans are no exception, nor the Triad. You know what must be done. So this feels like set up for the next expansion, not set up for a patch. I'm guessing this whole Ascian Warrior of Darkness thing is going to be a big part of the next expansion, maybe. We'll see. What do we have here? Back in Ul'dah? Or is this the mining operation they're doing over at Cartanu? Well, Papalymo. Oh, Ida. That's Ida. I didn't even realize that was Ida. Everyone has their orders. The masks will attack as soon as all units are in position. The Imperials won't know what hit them. Where are Ida and Papalymo at? I fear it will be bloody. By Rhalgar, it had better be. You cannot stay here forever, Ida. We have other responsibilities. I know full well what my responsibilities are, and I mean to fulfill them, every one. Okay. So it goes. Indeed. Alright. Hey, look, it's Nova! Ooh. What was that? Red Mage? Rockin'. Nice outfit. Oh, that's Bard. That's definitely Bard. That looks like the bow from Final Fantasy 13 too, doesn't it? Like the Moogle bow? Yeah, I see you waving. That's Sarah's bow, isn't it? Is that Sarah's hair too? Oh, you Sarah? Okay, fair enough. Looking good. Alright. Let's see. Next quest is here. I haven't played through 13.2 yet. We'll get to it. As we are now that I have finished 8, the only Final Fantasy, the only main numbered Final Fantasy that is left in our list that I haven't beaten is 13.2 and Lightning Returns. Oh, you listening to me? Oh, man. Alphino, Elheim, I've been looking all over for you. We've received news. Bahamut, Ori Boulder, and Coltnet. Really? Something happened? No, it's nothing bad. Quite the opposite, in fact. It seems that once they learned the Scion's good name had been restored, they boarded the next ship bound for Limsa Lominsa. They should be arriving any moment now. It's easy to forget how useful link pearls are, isn't it? When they work, I mean, and you don't mind being spied on. Quite, but what wonderful news. To think that our reunion is close at hand. Pleasure to see you too, Alphino. Ah, Thancred and Kryl, what brings you two here? Kryl and I have been looking into how we might track down Minfilia. And we may have found the answer. Found the answer. What was it? Elheim, when you were fleeing Ul'dah with Minfilia, you said that Hydaelyn spoke to her shortly before you parted ways, yes? Well, assuming that is true, and I see no reason to suspect that it is not, it seems reasonable to conclude that Hydaelyn commanded her to remain behind. That is to say, the Mother Crystal directly interceded to guide Minfilia. Admittedly, it is all quite hypothetical, but I propose that such intervention, however subtle, must surely have left some residual trace, a lingering disturbance in the aether, or ripple, if you will. Admittedly, it is still quite hypothetical, but I propose that such intervention, however subtle, must surely leave some residual... Oh, I already read that. In order to establish the existence of such ripples, of course, we will require suitable data. Fortunately, we know where such data can be found. The battleground where Elheim felled the ultimate weapon, and the site of my personal ignominy. It was there that Hydaelyn intervened to shield her from magic I invoked. Kryl and I will infiltrate the castrum and analyze the aether with therein. The two of you, alone. I have a proven knack for subterfuge, and I am confident there will be sufficient nooks and crannies in which to hide Kryl while the patrols pass. Besides, if you and Elheim come along, who will see to Flahaman's grand homecoming? Can Bravely Default be called a Final Fantasy game? Technically no, but it's very Warriors of Light, so, you know, it's sort of. I haven't played those either. It is for Warriors of, you know, basically of Light with crystals and job changing and all that. And it's made by Square Enix, but is technically not a Final Fantasy game. I don't know why they didn't call it Final Fantasy, honestly, but they didn't. When you put it like that, well, I trust in your plan. I know not whether this data will yield a means to find Minfilia, but it will, at the very least, eliminate another avenue of inquiry. Tataru and I will return to the Rising Stones and make preparations for our comrades' return. Might I impose upon you to meet them at the Levinson docks? Then I shall see the four of you to the Rising Stones. At the Rising Stones. Safe travels. Alright. 3.2, here we go. The Arcanist Guild? Yeah. You get the Hive Greatsword. Look. Look who it is. Oh, Elheim, how have you been? Come here, let me have a good look at you. Like the 12, one hears the strangest tales in foreign lands. I worried about you all every day. We would have sent word sooner, but the Braves afforded us no opportunity. When they fell upon us at the market, it was all we could do to escape. Tataru found her way to you, of course, but we were forced to seek shelter aboard a Hunnish vessel. It pained us not to be there when you needed us most, but we made the most of it, didn't we, Coltonate? Studied and trained from dusk till dawn, we did. We would have sent word sooner, but we knew not whom to trust in the vast distance. But those dark days are behind us at last. I shall be glad indeed to return home and speak with my daughter. So every one of the Scions is getting like a new outfit. What do you mean she's missing? How could you let this happen? Forgive me, I'm sure you're doing everything in your power to find her. As Thancred must be. He watched over her from the first, long before me, and he will watch over her to the last. Shall pray for her safe return and busy myself in the meantime. For a certainty, there is much and more to be done. The Braves may have bloodied us. The path remains, and we shall not be swayed from it. Ah, that's the spirit to the Scions, and a long overdue reunion. Huzzah! Well, then there you have it, to the Rising Stones. Yeah, my armor looks pretty awesome. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, don't notice that neck tattoo or anything. Super stealthy.
Well done, sir. And with that, I believe we are ready to proceed.
I wonder why they decided to make Cryo a Lalafell.
The next patrol may not be so credulous.
I guess there's no reason not to, but I'm just curious.
Why must you be so disappointingly brusque? You're not at all as Minfilia described, you know. I don't think you favored me with so much as a single compliment since we set out. Tell me, did your time in the wilderness sap you of all your charm? Or are you holding it in reserve for your beloved?
This is neither the time nor the place.
He's got two different color eyes. Do you always have two different color eyes?
Well, call me old-fashioned, but when I'm risking life and limb infiltrating an Imperial castrum, I like to be sure of my comrades' motivations.
I see now where Alphino gets it from. Minfilia is dear to me. It is true. But not in the way you think. 15 years passed, when she was still but a child. There was an incident at a parade. A Gubu broke free of its fetters and ran amok through the streets of Ul'dah. Had I been more attentive, I could have prevented it. but I was distracted and her father was killed. I feared she would never recover, but in the years that followed, she showed herself to be more resilient than I had ever imagined. And when she learned of her gift, she did not flinch from the responsibility, but sought to guide others on the path. She touched the hearts of all around her. Mine, Louisoix, every Scions. In those dark days following the calamity, she was our guiding light, our hope for a brighter future. She had so many dreams, and I would give anything to make them come true.
My apologies. I can see she means the world to you. I did not mean to pick at old scars.
No harm done, I assure you. But fair is fair, my lady. What is Minfilia to you?
You mean you don't know? Only my dearest friend. When I finally emerged from my torpor, I learned that nary a day had passed without her asking after me. She never gave up hope. And neither will I.
Then for Minfilia's sake, let us pray that these vestiges of Hydaelyn's intervention will lead us to her.
Yeah, I think it's changed. I'm glad we're finally getting the Scions back. I can't believe we went a whole expansion without like it's like they just cut them out of the story for a whole expansion. Back to Revenant's Toll. Yep. Feels good to be home again. To think that everyone is waiting for us just beyond those doors, friends and family with whom we've shared so much. Gods help me, but the older I get, the more sentimental I become. Come, let us not keep them waiting. I wish I could take some of these like repeatable quests and like take them off my minimap, so I didn't have to like constantly go, oh, is there another quest? No, it's just that repeatable one that's just always there now. Alyan, Ephemy, it fills my heart with joy to see both you hale and healthy, and what if he's well and abroad on a mission at present? It just wasn't the same without you. Welcome back, my lady. Mordona just happens to have a couple. Yeah. Like, every now and then in WoW, you'll have like a repeatable like daily quest, but they're usually like clumped around a certain area that's specific to an expansion, and once you leave the expansion, you don't go back there again, you know? Ah, well, we could do more of that around here. Heartfelt reunions with stalwart companions brings a tear to my eye. Let's talk to everybody. To secret oneself in a ship's hold to secure safe passage to a faraway land, this is a tale we all know too well. When they are well rested, I should like to seek a formal introduction. Why wait, my friend? Come, there's no need to be shy. Pray grant me a moment longer, at least, though I'm happy to oblige you. My legs are rather less than accommodating. Ulcher. What in the seven hells drove my little brother to come to Mordona? Why, you brother, you and the Scions, of course. For 1,000 days I trained, that I might grow as strong as you, that I might fight alongside you. Yet now that you are here, I sense that you have surpassed me once more. No, do not tell me. You trained with the Honish, did you not? Your eyes do not deceive you, brother. I have studied the trials of the braves and drunk deep of the souls of mine enemies. Glad though I am to be home, I cannot help but think of those that have yet to return. Once we've settled in, I would join the search. Yeah. I'm looking forward to tomorrow night when we start doing Final Fantasy VII with that mod. I'm really excited to see what they've done with this overhaul mod. It's gonna be fun. Even though we're only going to go to Wall Market and stop for the week, but still. I'm excited to play the next East game too, because it's going to have the new combat system, I believe. It's been so long since I've seen them all like this. They're slowly starting to build the Scions back up. Too long. 'Twas the chaos born of my foolish ambition which forced them to flee. And though they are returned, there are others yet missing, others whom we cannot forsake. We'll find them, Alphino. I know we will. Minfilia, Ida, Papalymo, every last one. And when they walk through those doors, we'll be here to welcome them home. With me at the head of the queue, of course. I wonder if they, like, had all the Scions get lost at the end of ARR because they were getting new voice actors for everybody and, like, they're doing everything differently for the first expansion. And then they didn't, like, they got a new Alphino voice actor, but they didn't want to, like, do all of the Scions and everything at once, and they were just confusing the story too much, so they just cut them out to simplify the whole Ishgard thing. And now they're finally like, okay, fine, we'll bring them back. I don't know. The new threat mod's very cool. I hope so. That's what I've heard. I haven't tried it yet, and I haven't watched anybody else play it. I've watched like 5 minutes of it just to see what it was like, but it didn't tell me much. What is this? Orogo. Thancred and Cryle contacted us a short while ago. It would seem that their foray into Castrum Meridianum bore fruit. They asked that we rendezvous with them in Ishtola in Idleshire, where they will share their findings. Rude though it is to depart without speaking to the guest of honor, I expect that she will forgive me if I return with her daughter. You feel like spreading them all out and coming back has given a good amount of time for each side to develop as a character? Yeah. Well, especially Alphino, because Alphino developed throughout the course of the expansion, yeah. There's Nova. My apologies, I see I'm the last to arrive. So, what news have you for us? Well, as we postulated, there were indeed what appeared to be the remnants of an unexplained disturbance in the Aether and the scene of the Ultima Weapon's destruction. A ripple at odds with the presiding pattern. Though faint, the waveforms bore a strong resemblance to those observed to be following the destruction of the Isle of Val. When I believe Hydaelyn shielded me with the blessing of light. To confirm our findings, we paid a visit to Sil de Aqueducts. There we detected the same waveform, but orders of magnitude larger, as one would expect of a more recent disturbance. Hydaelyn, there is no other explanation. But there's more. When I studied the site Ishtola used to flow, it appeared that not 2 but 3 beings had been affected. Yet unlike Ishtola and Thancred, there was no trail to follow. Our unknown third party was simply there and then not there. Now I recall your vision of a vast crystal floating in a sea of aether. No, this is too but a theory. Studies of gifted subjects suggest that when communing with Hydaelyn, we briefly leave our bodies behind. So let us consider the facts. 1, Hydaelyn interceded. 2, a being was caught in Ishtola's flow and vanished without a trace. And 3, Hydaelyn may have the capacity to summon the consciousness of gifted individuals to her side. You are implying, I take it, that Hydaelyn guided Minfilia into the compass of my magic, that she might summon her body and soul unto the ethereal sea? In which case, we must needs continue our search there. For a blessing, that means to do so. The means to do so already exists. I speak of the Anti-Tower, a Charlian construction conceived to provide scholars a vantage point over the ethereal sea. Though I know not where its entrance lies, we need only ask its last custodian, a contrary old crone who for another blessing refused to join me on the Exodus. Master Metoya was the keeper of the Anti-Tower? I had no idea. Then our course is clear. We must petition her aid once again. Well, that sounds like a dungeon. Anti-Tower. Alright. Okay, well, I'm trying to make a party, so I'm guessing that is a dungeon. Let's go see Master Matoya. How long does it take to do, like, Void Arc? Asking for a friend. The first Void Arc will only take 20 minutes or so. Void Arc's kind of fast. Cool. Maybe we can do it tonight too. The other two will be longer. There's three parts to it. Is that what you're saying? Remember how Labyrinth of the Ancients and the Circus Tower were much faster, easier than World of Darkness? Yes. So Void Arc's kind of like the Crystal Tower. Basically, that's the way it's split up. It's a good song. Alright. Oh, what a surprise! Well, what secrets have you to come extract from me this time? Though it pains me to admit, your words strike close to the mark. We humbly ask that you grant us entry to the Anti-Tower, that we might use it to seek a friend who we believe has been transported to the Ethereal Sea. And who told you I could do such a thing, I wonder? The tower was abandoned to its magical keepers 15 years ago. They have the run of the place now. If that is no deterrent to you, then by all means. Is that all? I felt sure you would seek to dissuade us from our course, given your role as custodian. Role? Hardly. The Forum foisted the title on me. During the Exodus, every entrance to the Anti-Tower was sealed save one. My role consists of making sure no one with ill intent sneaks through it. Such was the Forum's final order to me. Well, I can remove the wards right now. Will you be going or not? We will, Master Matoya. We will do whatever it takes to find Menphilia. We'll see about that. Elheim can go. Take the magicless rogue too if you like. He's of no use to me. And the rest of you will stay and work, and I'll have no argument. Those are my terms. Oh, and I should be delighted to accompany you. Lead the way, Elheim. Well, she just confirmed that Thancred can't do magic anymore. Thancred, no. Your etheric flow has been compromised. Do not deny it. To venture into an environment so thick with aether, so close to the ethereal sea, would be to risk further impairment, or worse. But Menphilia could be there, waiting for us. And you could die, and for what? If she's waiting beyond, Elheim will find her. Trust in her. Have faith. Damn it all. Bring her back to us. Yep. Anti-Tower now accessible. Alright. Let's do it! Anti-Tower. Sounds interesting. She's literally just got the dungeon right there, huh? Alright. The easiest dungeon in the game? What? Hype! Why is it the easiest dungeon in the game? Light party. For some reason they didn't put item level sync on it, so it came out when levels were around 210 and we were 270. Okay. Interesting. So if you were level like 80 and you went through here with like crazy high level items, it would just still be not synced? Or does it sync to 270 or? Upside down castle. Oh, is this Ibsen's castle? Oh, we got some Ibsens going on in here. Oh, Fancy 9. See, that would make sense if this is Ibsen's castle, why they would make like your items really good, because like Ibsen's like all the gear worked backwards, like the weak gear was good and the good gear was bad, so like your item level being wonky kind of fits. First boss. I haven't had to heal a single time yet. Fair enough. Is everyone here? Yeah, you're coming. Alright, Frogman. This is the Toad dungeon too. Of course, Matoya's gonna be the Toad dungeon. Frog song! If I get turned into a toad, I won't complain. Don't you do it, Frogman. Don't you do it, Frogman. Maybe I should just take off some of my armor for you so you have more to do. Ooh, we made some friends. Yeah, this choir thing ain't working for me. Flying. Yeah, GG. Like 2 more bosses to go, maybe. Ooh, mimics. Charlie and mimics, even. Oh, we can't. We can't move forward because we have to kill this thing first, huh? Fire and won't kill us, huh? Ooh, we're making friends. Okay, second boss, Ziggy. You didn't even heal on the boss? Wow. Heal adds faster, they explode. Maybe we'll just let them explode so he has something to heal. That's good. A kid. And oh shit. Oh. I can't target the ad. Okay, so they explode no matter what, but killing them stops them from growing the explosion anymore, I guess. Makes sense. All right, clear where all witnesses. Find up Vikings, cool. What's that? Someone level up? I didn't level up. Okay. This is a pretty easy dungeon, you're not lying. Oh, Cockabrina! Classic. Final Fantasy V boss. Is it possible to kill them all before they form up into one big one? Love the music. I guess that's a yes. Or do they form up after you kill them all, maybe? Yep. Alright, Cockabrina, let's go. I just realized you have ads. Sorry. Didn't seem important. What the hell are you doing over here? Stop it. Oh, did I get like charmed or something? Looks like I started attacking you at the end there. Oh well. That was out in dungeon. Check off another classic Final Fantasy boss. Right up there with Mom Bomb. Oh, he didn't heal the whole time? Well, I do have like the best tank gear for right now, I guess. Alright. So, that's that. Do we find Minfilia though? I love the upside down castle vibe. Just because, you know, Final Fantasy 9. Or Castlevania Symphony of the Night, also another very good game with an upside down castle.
Hear,
Feel, think. We should play Castlevania at some point here too, right? Level up jingle mid-combat is you getting the loot you didn't roll on. Oh, right. Yeah, fair. Yeah, I didn't care about that loot.
Time and space hast thou journeyed unto me, as I knew thou wouldst.
New voice actor for Hydaelyn? Or was that Minfilia? Sounds like Minfilia.
We are the word of the mother. We, who were once called Minfilia.
The fuck?
Much time hath passed for thee since the bloody banquet, since I hearkened to her word. Mother, Hydaelyn, guided me towards Y'shtola and Thancred, that I might be swept up in their flow.
She's acting like she's been
under the ethereal sea.
She reminds me of people that have been tempered by the primals right now, but by Hydaelyn instead.
There, adrift and alone, her voice silent once more, I prayed for those we had lost, for those we can yet save. We speak now with one voice, one will, one word. Unto thee we bequeath the most precious of gifts, the truth which lieth at the heart of this world. Thus do we beseech thee once more. Hear, feel, think.
I guess Menphilia wins the award for Scion who changed the most. Is this permanent?
Before there was life, in the depths of the ethereal sea, light and dark did once dwell as one. But the darkness coveted power, and the balance was broken. Thus was I forced to banish him unto the distant heavens, to forever remain apart, a moon bound.
The moon?
In sundering the star did we cry out, and the barriers twixt planes chanced to falter. Across 10 and 3 were we then divided, reflections of the source, each possessed of a shard. Zodiac longeth to be made whole. For his restoration, for his resurrection, his servants labor without cease.
The Scions.
They seek to tear down the barriers which surround the source.
So Zodiac's on the moon? Or is the moon? Or
Thus do they rejoice in their ardor, in your calamities, for each marks a rejoining. Seven times
what does 15 have to do with
succeeded. 7 times hath the darkness grown stronger. 7 times have I failed. The Scions cannot be suffered to continue.
final?
This is my final. The crystal's power is all but spent. With what remains, I will return you to the shore of the ethereal sea. Blessed children, go forth and seek.
Are you saying the 10 and 3 are because there were 13 Final Fantasy games before this one? I figured it was because it was the Zodiac. But Zodiarc's tied to the remaining moon somehow, and
thank the 12.
Isn't there something about the new expansion going to the moon? I don't know much about it because I've been trying to stay away from it because I don't want to get any story spoiled, but thank the 12. All right.
Did you find her? Did you find Minfilia?
I mean, yeah. I found her.
The word of the mother. I'm not sure I understand.
Nor am I. Cryle?
As unbelievable as it sounds, I see no reason to doubt her. The word's tale. No one was more sensitive to the will of Hydaelyn than Minfilia. And if Hydaelyn has grown so weak that she can barely make herself heard, it is not hard to see why Minfilia, having joined with her, might struggle to maintain her own form.
What? Why would she need to maintain her own form? Are you saying she's gone?
Is Minfilia dead?
But that cannot be. Not now. Not after all we have accomplished. We were meant to usher in the dawn's light together.
She threw herself on the fire to fuel your dawn's light, boy. You'll just have to usher it in on your own.
It's always like, this is Dark Souls. She kindled the flame. Just deal with it.
Must you be so ungentle?
Yeah.
Tell me about the Scions, boy.
The Scions of the Seventh Dawn lay before Eorzea's salvation. Whenever the realm is threatened, be it by Primal, Ascian, Garlean, or any other, we take up arms in her defense, that all in Eorzea may live to see a brighter tomorrow.
And that's very noble of you. But in chasing after these lofty goals of yours, you seem to have lost sight of some basic truths.
I've never played any Dark Souls games. Praise the sun! You've clearly seen some of them.
To win a war, you must be willing to do whatever it takes. To fight, to kill, and if necessary, to die.
Dark Souls games are some of my favorites too. I haven't even beaten them all yet. That is definitely on my list though. I don't know when we're getting to it because I still want to get through all the Final Fantasies, all the Zeldas, and all the East games, and that's already keeping me really busy right now. But we will get through all the Final Fantasies this year. We will get through all the East and Zelda games this year, and at some point, Dark Souls is going to make the list, you know?
The path you've chosen is paved with the dead. Walk it with your eyes open, or not at all.
When I do get around to playing the Dark Souls games, I'm probably going to do like all the Soulsborne games, you know? We'll do Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, Bloodborne, Sekiro, maybe throw in like Neo 2, you know, play all those games. But it's a while off before we get to that. Gotta finish Cyberpunk, yeah. Mass Effect Legendary comes out in May, and I've already taken a week off for that. So when Mass Effect comes out May 14th, I believe, and I've got that whole week, the week following that, just all of that's off of work. So I'm gonna be binging Mass Effect Legendary when it comes out. Sekiro is tied for your favorite game with Final Fantasy VII. Wow, that's high praise. I can't believe Minfilia is
the truth of
sort of dead.
Speak, and have from the first. If the Scions will go to any length to resurrect their god, then we must needs be as committed to our cause, to unmask them and their schemes, and to crush them both utterly. Come, there is much to be done.
Yes, of course.
So we're actually getting to the point in the Final Fantasy thing where, like, so we're doing all the Final Fantasy games, which means not just the numbered ones, right? And we're actually getting to the point where we've played most of the numbered ones. We're almost to that point. When we finish 7 and 9, that's 9 Final Fantasies we've beaten, right? And then there's what, 10, 10-2, 12, 13, 13-2, and Lightning Returns, and 15. That's only 6 or 7 numbered ones left, you know, not counting 14 or 11. But we still have a lot of side ones to do. We've done Tactics, but we still need to do Tactics Advanced and Tactics Advanced 2. We still need to do Dirge of Cerberus and Crisis Core. The Final Fantasy VII Remake. We're gonna do the Bravely Default games. So there's still a lot of side ones to do, but we've made a lot of progress on the whole Final Fantasy thing, though. Feels good. I keep interrupting this scene. It's like I don't want it to go on. Like, Minfilia's dead-ish. She's been subsumed by Hydaelyn. Maybe if we help take care of the Scions, then Hydaelyn won't need Minfilia anymore, and having been re-energized by dealing with the darkness and the warriors of darkness and all that Hydaelyn will get powered back up and can give Minfilia back her body and she'll be fine. But that seems like a long-term goal. Like, it seems like Minfilia might just be gone for now. She's not coming back, is she? I seem surprisingly attached to Minfilia. She was like the leader. What do you mean? Like, she was the main... I mean, that's the thing. Like, it was kind of weird to me that they, like, got rid of Minfilia and then Alphinaud kind of, like, took over in Heavensward. In A Realm Reborn, Minfilia was the leader and Alphinaud had, like, a side seat. He wasn't even there at first. So, like... And, you know, she had the Echo like our character did. She seemed important to the plot. I'm surprised that they got rid of her. She seemed like the most important Scion. You know? Not counting our character. Maybe the first time you played through the game thinking the only thing she did was ask you to return to the Waking Sands and become a damsel in distress. That's true. The story did not afford her much agency to do much, but I still felt like she was important. She was the leader of the Scions and another person with the Echo. We keep losing everyone with the Echo. Ishtola's gone. Isael's gone. Not Ishtola. Isael's gone. Lady Iceheart and Minfilia. I guess Kryl has the Echo. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, what now? We carry on as we must. She went to great lengths to inform us of the enemy's designs. We stand as ever against the dark as defenders of the light. Yet, for how long, I wonder? How much more loss must we endure? Well, that's not going anywhere else at this point, though. So, I mean, for now, we have most of the Scions back. I guess Ida and Papalymo are off doing something. But I must ask that you not breathe a word of this to anyone others at the Rising Stones, especially Flahamet. I mean, how do we not tell her? I'll brief Tataru on what we've learned, as well as Urianger, and he may have insight into what the Word told us. We're just going to call her the Word now. As for you, Ilheim, after all you have done, I would say you have earned a rest. So Minfilia went all Metatron on us, and that's all we get now. Ah, but speaking of well-earned rewards, I've received a missive from Sir Amric while you were away. It would seem he is planning a ceremony of some sort and would like you to attend. He did not divulge the details, but preferring instead to explain in person, mayhap you should pay him a visit. So, are there any more dungeons or whatever in the main story anytime soon? The reason I ask is because while we have Minus and Nova on, maybe we should do some multiplayer stuff before I keep going down all the side single player stuff. Not until 3.3, so it'll probably be a while, right? Did we want to do any more single player stuff tonight? Multiplayer stuff? You started solo duty? Yeah, okay. Yeah, we could try and do Void Arc. I do kind of want to get the like Void Arc and Warring Triad out of the way this week if we can. And like I want to get all the level 60 dungeons done too, but then they're not as important, you know? When we get through all of the single player content, when we get through 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5, and 3.55, we'll be moving on to the new expansion. And before that happens, I want to try and get all the multiplayer stuff done too. So. All the Alliance raids are a blast. Okay. Enjoy the entire leveling. Mr. Gilded, the Lord Commander left instructions that you were to be shown inside. Okay.
A pleasure to see you again, my friend. I take it you received our invitation. Good, good. You of all people should be present. When the true brothers of the faith seized control of the vault, I feared the worst. Yet in adversity were we blessed with the promise of peace between man and dragon through Vidofnir's timely rescue of an innocent child. Timely, I say, though miraculous or providential might better describe the event. The gods themselves could not have devised a more fitting symbol of hope. Needless to say, we could scarce let such an opportunity pass us by. Which is why I set about making formal arrangements for a peace conference between our peoples. You and yours have done more to bring us together than any, and it is only right that you attend. But I confess that is not the only reason I would be glad to have you there. Given Nidhogg's implacable opposition to the peace, it is possible that he and his followers may attempt to disrupt proceedings, in which event your presence would be a comfort to all in attendance. Pray understand, I have no wish to invite the worm's ire, but if our fractured nation is to heal, if we are to move forward as a people united, then we must do whatever is necessary to bring about lasting change.
They're really dragging out this peace story a little bit. Oh shit, what now? Is he still recovering from the stab, or?
'Tis nothing. 'Tis nothing. Lucia cautioned me against giving vent to my passions, lest my wounds...
For a second I thought he was going to be poisoned or something.
It has not been easy reaching out to our opponents in Ishgard, many of whom sympathized with the actions of the true brothers. But in so doing, we have limited the influence of the zealots. The people are ready, my friend. This conference must go ahead.
Okay.
I knew you would understand. The conference will take place on the border of Ishgardian and Dravanian territory in Falcon's Nest. Lucia is there seeing to the final preparations even as we speak. Pray join her at your earliest convenience. It would not do for the guest of honor to arrive late after all.
Okay.
Oh, and one more thing. A drink. We should make time for one. Once the conference is concluded, I mean. By my reckoning, 'tis long overdue.
Ishgard's certainly changed a lot since the beginning of the expansion. What does that look about? Have a new primal to fight. What's that? Bismarck again? You said new primal. What primal? I know I have like Bismarck and Ravana EX, but I don't know of a new one. I should be able to pick up the Warring Triad. Did I not already do that? Maybe I didn't. No, I haven't done that yet. Okay. Okay, where do I pick up Warring Triad at? Rising Stones. Oh, did I already start it? The Fractal Continuum. This one? What quest is this? Oh, that's the next main story quest. Dang it. Oh, we're here. Might as well just trigger it. Lord Commander said you would come, Elheim. As you can see, preparations for the conference are preparing apace. Mark well the curtain above. It conceals a relief that was to be unveiled during the conference. The Masons labor day and night to see it finished on schedule. Sir Amric wanted a symbol which would endure long after this conference is concluded. I think he will be pleased with the result. 'Twas not war, but I made it mine. 'Twas not my war, but I made it mine. And to see it draw closer to a resolution fills me with a strange hope. His faith is infectious, is it not? His certainty that we can be better than we are. Forgive me, I'm rambling. You must be tired from your journey. Go, rest. I will not keep you. Okay. Before we start the next one, though, let's go see what you're talking about. First. Never reap. That's Void Arc. We have all those, but okay. You're saying back at Mordona? What you sipping over there about Flapscore? Not Flapscore. Flappable. Oh man, my brain. Flappable Elf. I gotta do something about the fact that the names show up blue on the black background. It makes it really hard to read. Drives me crazy sometimes. If you don't know what I mean, like, my Twitch is like dark mode, so like the text shows up like, oh my god, where'd it go? Messing everything up. Like, try reading that when it's not highlighted, right? You know? What did he say? I don't even know. I messed up all my windows now. Enjoying the content. Well, I am glad you're enjoying the content, my friend. Sip away. Alright, in the solar, huh? You know, if we end up stopping Final Fantasy XIV early tonight, we might start East 4, depending on what time it is. Alright, this must be it. When the bow breaks, Unukalhai is anxious to act before the Warring Triad awaken. Here we go. The time has come, warrior of light. We must move against the Warring Triad now or suffer the consequences. The seal is cracked and the icons stir. Should they be allowed to awaken and resume their titanic conflict, it will be alike to the coming of a second calamity. You, Elheim, represent our best hope of eliminating this threat. That said, the very act of entering the containment facility itself presents certain unique challenges. So unique, in fact, that I struggle to locate an individual with the requisite talents to surmount them. Were it not for the impressive diverse connections of your fellow Scions, I might still be searching. Happily, however, they were able to furnish me with a suitable candidate. Now, along with you and your echo-blessed companions, all pieces we need to proceed of this deadly game are arrayed upon the board. Victory hinges upon no less than the total destruction of the Warring Triad. But we must also wear the interference of those who covet the Allagan's primal harnessing technology. I speak, of course, of the blindly grasping hand of the Guardian Empire and its fumbling agents. The ignorant meddling of the Empire will only serve to hasten the Icon's awakening, and my master's desire that the Triad be dispatched before the Imperial forces delve too deeply. Being the nearest to wakefulness, the Icon Sephiroth shall be your first adversary. Make your preparations and join me on the flagship in Azisla. We shall speak further there. Well, do we have to do the EX versions of Bismarck and Ravana to unlock something else? They're optional. Nova's saying something about more primals. Alright, welcome back to Final Fantasy VI land. Here to fight some Final Fantasy VI bosses. The Warring Triad were actually the penultimate bosses to Final Fantasy VI. You fought them right before you fought Kefka at the end. What's up, little man? I love you too, bud. The son doesn't have school tomorrow. It's a teacher work day, so he's just wandering about. I'm lucky you're not trying to get me to get the Heavensward primal mounts. Yeah, we're not farming days for a mount. I don't care enough. Sorry. If this was a MMO that I played like all the time, that might be something I'd do. You know, like if I was playing WoW every day and I was really into the expansion, I might do something like that. But We were trying to just, you know, experience the whole story, not farm everything. This is the place, Warrior of Light. Here we will find the containment facility wherein entities of incalculable power lie chained, their fathomless energies siphoned away by Allagan devices. As I warned you, Sephiroth poses the most immediate threat. His dreaming mind drifts perilously close to consciousness. Thus must his destruction be our first concern. Your fellow Scions will be joining us anon, accompanied by the uniquely talented individual of whom I spoke. From what I gather, the two of you are already well acquainted. Let us continue inside and wait before the doors of the containment facility. You've not been waiting long, I trust. We are eager to lend whatever cooperation we may to your mission, Elheim. It is an honor to meet you at last. As I know of only one Mikote Scion, you must be Archon Ishtola, meaning your diminutive companion is Mistress Kryl of the students of Baldessian, correct? Diminutive? Perhaps this has been some mistake. I assumed it was for my knowledge and not for my stature that you requested my assistance. My mistake is mine. My apologies if I have given offense. Mayhap it would be best if we proceeded directly to the matter of our objectives. Your adversary is the Icon Sephiroth of the Warring Triad, otherwise known by the historians of Allag as the Fiend. He was once the patron deity to a tribe of tree-like beings native to Mericidia, but was subdued by the Allagan Empire after a lengthy war of attrition. After his defeat, he was imprisoned for use as a source of power. Even now, Sephiroth is never truly living nor dead, his mind bound in a dream while his body's energies are harnessed by Allagan technologies. The explanation for his failure to dissipate to Aether relies in his restraints. These ingenious devices serve not only to bind him, but to continuously regenerate his corporeal form, meaning it will be all but impossible to banish him while said restraints are in place, yes? Remove them, however, and we risk allowing the unfathomably powerful and doubtless vengeful Icon to run rampant. It would seem we have no choice but to divide our forces. One team must locate the controls to Sephiroth's shackles and disable them, while the other stands ready to destroy him at the moment of his awakening. A most succinct assessment, Mistress Kryl. While I was aware that the Echo provided you with such uncanny insight, I did not expect you to intuit the core of my strategy quite so swiftly. If only my mind offered such detailed analysis, which is to say it doesn't. I merely took it upon myself to learn as much about the Triad's imprisonment as I could before coming here. It will be Elheim and I, after all, who enter the Icon's den. Indeed. Given the nature of our adversary, none save those under the aegis of the Echo should be permitted to enter the containment facility. The risk of primal influence is too great. Well, that's that settled then. I'll disable the restraints, and Elheim and her gifted adventurer friends will welcome Sephiroth back into the waking world. Better that than the other way around, I'd say. Considering our respective fields of expertise and, of course, my diminutive stature. Right. It's time we had a little chat with the doorkeeper over there. Activating verification systems, lifting access restriction to Triad control. I had no idea the Baldessian curriculum was so comprehensive. When we locate the controls for Sephiroth's restraints, I shall gladly leave the operation to you. When we locate the controls, mayhap my words were unclear. Only those blessed with the Echo may safely enter the facility. Your concern for my sanity is touching but unnecessary. Suffice to say, I am in no danger of falling under the Icon's sway. Warning, verification systems detect multiple unauthorized vessels entering restricted airspace. Security systems engaging intruders. The Garleans. Come, Urianger, we must keep the Imperials occupied. Okay. We too should be on our way. Gods, I would be lying if I didn't say I wasn't slightly terrified. But I can't very well leave every deadly task to you, Scions. According to the history, Sephiroth was immense in both size and strength, mighty enough to rout even the implacable armies of the Allagans, and that more than once. To cut a long story short, we have to get this right. I shall do my best not to wake the icon up too much. As my grandfather always used to say of certain little monsters, get ahead of them and get them moving while their brains are still abed. Okay. Containment Bay S1T7. Okay. So, what do you guys want to do? We can do. Should we do Void Ark first, or should we do Warring Triad first? I say we do Void Ark or the Triad. I mean, synced, right? I mean, why would we do it unsynced? We don't need to do it unsynced. It shouldn't be hard, right? Void Ark it is. All right, Void Ark is up. Level 60 Sphinx. Let's see what kind of weight this is going to say we're going to have. Less than 5 minutes. Beautiful. 3 tanks, 6 healers, and 15 DPS. The 24 man. Beautiful. It's gonna be a just cluster. What's this other quest over here? Or that is the quest, isn't it? It's the Warring Triad. Yeah, it's the Warring Triad. Okay. You love Alliance raids, you wish there was more of them? Well, when we switch over to WoW, you can play WoW. All their raids are like that. Except longer. Just a warning, the Void Ark is currently being farmed by level 80 players for the current relic step. So that means there should be lots of high level players with lots of practice with it, right? So it should go quickly. People try and be rushed through it. That's fine. There's 2 other tanks. Doesn't matter if I know what I'm doing necessarily. Should be a fast queue and it should be a fast execution. Sounds positive to me. Speaking of the Warring Triad, Zephyr. Because of like the tail and the base of this guy, it reminds me of a deep Dark Souls enemy. You take off the wings, you know, like from you know, the lava place. Isolate, which of Isolate is? Brain's not working right now. Yep. He's got 4 arms. Like 3 sets of horns. Generic demon face. And a set of wings. The Fiend is this one, I think, right? Sounds a lot like Sephiroth, I'm just saying. Sephiroth. I'll watch that. Now land. Now it's back up to average wait time of 6 minutes. We're gaining time, guys. But we've already waited 4.5, so that's still not that bad. I bet you she's last, didn't she? Oh, land on her. The roads and stuff they go through this floating continent remind me kind of like Final Fantasy VIII, the city at the end. But obviously the floating continent reminds me of 6, which is where the War in Triad were. Look at that big old goddess head down here. Get the head, and on top of the head, look at this. Excuse me. Now the average wait time's up to 9 minutes. Oh man. What order were they in 6? I don't remember. As far as what order you fought them at the end, I think you could fight them in any order you want. Because you broke up into 3 parties in 6. And at the end on the way to Kefka, and like one party fought each one of them. So like one party fought one party fought one party fought the other. Like you could fight them in whatever order you ended up fighting them. Depending on which path you took first, I guess. Because each of the 3 paths your party could take had one of them on it. Big old power cable coming out the back of these things. There we go. Void Arc. That's one true. Void Arc. Come on, DPS. Look at that over there. Big giant spiky ball. Now 1 DPS we're waiting on. One dude. You're holding us up, man. There we go. Light party. Full party? No. Ooh, look at all these guys. So many party members. Ooh, someone's throwing out some lolly hoes over here. We're in Alliance A, apparently. Or I am, at least. How'd that go? Like, is it like when you're choosing like left, right, or middle? Is Alliance A goes left, and B goes center, and C goes to the right? I don't remember. There was some kind of rule. That would make the most sense, right? Oh, someone's advertising their Twitch and YouTube in there. Not getting much love trying to throw out your Twitch in the middle of the Alliance raid, I guess. Everybody go watch gildedJ. He's the best. Everybody loves gildedJ. He didn't even advertise. I don't know. Let's fight this one. I don't know if there's left anymore. Following the group, man. Cetus by the giant mana ray boss. Okay. All right. We have here. That's a Marlboro. That's a big old Marlboro. Okay. It's pretty easy. Things are hiding behind this thing, huh? Interesting boss. Okay. I'm attacking people. There we go. GG. Okay. Clear the central conveyance. Cool. Hello. Diablos. Okay, so this is the freaking summon from part 8. He was a bitch in part 8. Okay. Kuklane. Oh, okay, we got ourselves a Evil East summon to fight. So this is one of the summons from Final Fantasy XII and one of the big bad guy bosses from Final Fantasy Tactics. One of the Lucavi. Big old fat guy Kuklane with the poison attacks. Theoretically. What was the story of Void Ark? I forgot why we were here. Like, the Warring Triad was obvious, but I forgot what Void Ark was about. Interesting Kuklane. Health bar chopped pretty fast. We probably have something up his sleeve, right? If it's anything like Kuklane was in Final Fantasy Tactics and 12, they'll have a lot of status effects. I'm seeing like poison over there on the ground and stuff. Already down to 40% though. Summon some ads called Fubars. Nice. Alright, below 20%. Doesn't look like the Fubars really need to be tanked. They go down really fast. %. Yeah, that's him. This cannot be. I am endless as the stars. Yeah, well, yeah. Not so much, I guess. Alright. Does that say Echidna? Nice. Another classic Final Fantasy boss. Echidna was one of the big fiend bosses at the end of Final Fantasy 3. Check out the Fending Armor Glam. Yeah, I was gonna say, Echidna usually hangs from like the ceiling. So it's like if Echidna's like hanging from her own hips or whatever, but still kind of gives off the upside down feel. Have to check out the armor glam after the fight. Grouping up, looks like, yeah. Pistol Reaper. Okay. Dexter, Sinister, and Echidna herself. Okay. Back together. Alright, that was the first half. Second half. Adds blood guards. Okay, last 20%. Probably doesn't have many tricks left at this point. I say as I get stunned. Dude's name is 1112. Interesting name. Oh, shit. Right. Final push. GG, guys. First part of the Void Arc is down. Thanks, guys. Void Arc complete. Is that all of the Void Arc, or is there multiple parts to it? That looks pretty cool. That's part one, okay. Hey, a fellow Dark Driver. What's up, bud? I'm gonna chill here with you, you know. Oh, actually, I'm done chilling now. Alliance Rage East expansion. Gotcha. Bugger me, I expected danger, but not a hell-spawn bleeding nightmare made flesh like that. It didn't stop you and your mates, though, did it? That's some crew you got there, and make no mistake. That's right, we were working with the Sky Pirates in this one. The Ghost Ship, that's right, I remember now. Alright then, let's have a look inside that dirty great coffer type thing. Something tells me it's filled to the brim with booty. I don't know if you should open that. Also, Diabolos showed up and summoned stuff and then left without fighting. So, fighting at the end of part 3 maybe? Don't look at me, I never moved a muscle. Yeah, there he is. Hello. Yet another summon. Does that make him a primal? Hookland wasn't a primal, I don't think. What in the seven hells is that bastard doing? He's the boss of the lost city of Amandapur, level 50 dungeon 2? Was he? Okay. I forgot that. It doesn't count as a primal in this, really? Even though it's a summon? This way, swiftly now. Is that Kid Sith? You got really weirdly shaped. Anyone see the talking cat over there? Well, you know, this adventure's getting queer by the minute. Suddenly Final Fantasy 7 character? Still, I'd rather be taking my chances with the prattling puss than staying here. Get your things, mateys, we're leaving. Reeve, is that you? But what about the loot? Can't spend it when you're dead. You either follow the furball or make friends with the Spellsley and Voidborn. Your choice. God damn, how's an honest sky pirate meant to make a living? Chains off. That was our first Evilise summon that we run into. I mean, other than like Ifrit and Shiva and such. First evilly specific summon. Look at this thing. Shit's breaking up. It's trying to bring her down? Kinda got an Atmos feel going on to it at the moment. What is this? Some kind of weird Phantom Train variant? Okay. Void Scent is attempting to initiate a dimensional displacement. With the gate, it can't possibly be large enough for the entire ship. The hell? Coffin looking thing again. Queen's coffin. He takes it beyond our reach. I don't see much point hanging around here. Let's get back to solid ground. Okay. Curious cat, huh? It was a bit touch and go in places, I grant you, but here we all are, and all with our bits attached. This calls for a foaming flagon of... Hold on, ain't we missing someone? Didn't I tell Utata to wait for us here? Never fear, we've been keeping the girl company. Oh. But enough about her. Did you see the cannon on that ship? As you know, my dear Leofard, I'm not easily moved, but the sheer power on display set me all a-quiver. Well, I hope you're content to admire it from afar. That vessel ain't for the likes of you and me. Do not presume to measure me by your own limitations. Besides, I believe I've shown how resourceful I can be. Which brings me neatly to the point. You have in your possession a device capable of tracking the ghost ship. Hand it over and your engineer shall suffer the consequences. Okay. Perfect. A compass pointing to the way, my just reward. A weapon like that belongs in the hands of one with the will to use it. Come, lads, our business here is concluded. I'm sorry, Captain, they caught me off guard. You get a bang on the head or something? A man I know would never give in to scum like her without a fight, unless... Give her fake? What did you do to the compass? Ooh, me? Not. Besides, slipping a link pearl into its casing like... so long as Redalia keeps it close, you can be damn sure she will. We'll know exactly what them thieving bastards are planning. And anyone who care to wager how long it'll take her to notice me little gift? Now you're talking to the cat? That's very clever and all, but how do you go? Were you proposing to stop her from getting her hands on the derelict and this great big cannon? I ain't working that part out yet. But I expect it'll start with us keeping a close eye on the Talons. Before we get into any part of that, though, I've got some questions what need answering. You wish to know more of the Void Ark, the ghost ship as you call it. The Void Ark, so that's its proper name. I'd like to hear whatever you'd care to tell us, Puss. It is, Kateson? And I, for my part, am curious to hear your stories. Ere we continue, however, I must insist you address me by my proper name. I will not respond to Puss or Cat, and most decidedly not Furball. Where's your giant Moogle? You right on, come on. It's like a female cat. My tale begins long, long ago in the city of Mach, which once stood in the lands of Yafame. The sorcerers of Mach were masters of destructive magic, and they brought that terrible power to bear against Omdapor and Nim in the War of the Magi. The titanic forces they unleashed, however, took a heavy toll on the land, ultimately resulting in the colossal flood that drowned the realm of Eorzea, a catastrophe which my master, High Void Master Cessair, was wise enough to foresee. Wait. Colossal flood? You talking about the 6th Umbral Calamity? I suppose you would know it as such. Now where was I? Ah yes, when they learned of the fate that awaited them, the Magi began construction of a gargantuan vessel which would bear their people to the skies and to safety. The operation of the Void Ark, as the ship came to be called, was entrusted to Cessair. Prior to that, of course, my master had been a prisoner of her own home, confined for her outspoken opposition to the war. So the Ark was meant as a sanctuary. And how did it come to be so, I mean, what happened to all the people? Where did all the Void Scent come from? By what power do you imagine such craft remains aloft? The energy required to raise the Ark was siphoned from over 1,000 otherworldly servants sealed within the vessel. Advances in Mahaki sorcery were made for one reason and one reason only: cataclysmic destructive power, and the swiftest, most dangerous method of acquiring that power was through the enslavement of void-sent entities. So the creatures on the derelict, they broke free from your master's control? At the very heart of the Ark, the Void Mages had entombed a great ruler of the Void Scent. Skathach, I can't know how to pronounce these names, the Shadow Queen. But in order to control so potent a prisoner, a mage of adamant will was required. And being the premier sorcerer, Sarah was esteemed the best qualified, were it otherwise my master might never have been released from her own imprisonment. Yet even with Cessair's perilous skill, the Shadow Queen could not be long subjugated. One after another, the lesser Void Scent awoke and ran rampant within the ship. In the end, Cessair and 53 Void Mages aboard the Ark sacrificed their own life energies to return the fiends to their coffins, leaving me, a lowly familiar, to watch over a derelict prison. If I remember me umbral eras right, the stuff you just described happened more than 1,500 years past. Just a good while by anyone's measure, and since everything seems to be have been quiet aboard your boat till just recently, I'm thinking something unusual must have happened to wake the inmates up. Am I warm? One day, a void scent that had taken the shape of a bat flew into the ship. At first, it was little more than a nuisance that I brushed away, but the longer it remained on the Ark, the stronger it seemed to become. Eventually, I could not contend with its power, and it began shattering seal after seal. So a bat flew in and became Diabolus. You have faced this bat-winged fiend before. It would seem then that the creature survived the encounter, and he intends to celebrate this restoration by liberating his queen. Well, that explains that then, except one small detail, namely, where did the queen's coffin went? And after it fell out of the ship's belly, I'm assuming it didn't just disappear, right? You recall the great rift that the Ark's cannon ripped in the sky. That was a void gate. Such a portal opens a temporary path through the void, allowing a ship to travel almost instantaneously from one location to another. The void scent, as you saw, only opened a gate large enough to displace the coffin. And as for the coffin's destination, however, that is as much a mystery to me as it is to you. I beseech you, conquerors of the Ark, help me find the queen's coffin ere the wards binding her be dispelled. Smells to me like an adventure. And who knows what ancient treasures we might stumble upon on the way. God knows they'll make a nice change from all them elegant tombstones we've been collecting. I will help you. I'm not risking me hide for the sake of the realm, you understand, but I'll be damned if I let either Rodlia or that bat-winged bastard take the freedom of the skies from me. You care only for how you might be inconvenienced? The Shadow Queen, if the Shadow Queen were to return, it would have dire consequences for this entire star. Count your blessings, Furball. I said we'd help, didn't I? Why do they always call the planet a star? Before we go rushing off in search of that coffin, though, there's a preparations need to be made. You might as well get back to your usual heroical employment, Elheim. I'll let you know when the time's around to round up your mates again. Alright. So we get to see some old friends. That's pretty cool. The time is nigh, my dear Talons. Soon we shall seize control of the ghost ship and all its power and rule the skies from here to the ends of the world. Yeah! Okay. I'm dropping some frames again. All right. The achievement paying the bills. Okay. In the world? I don't know that we have enough time to get through the other two parts of Void Ark tonight. It's already 11:20. I'm debating. Like, we have two options here. We either try and finish Void Ark tonight, or we call it a night and play some East. Start up Memories of Celceta. If we do Void Ark, we probably won't have time to do any East tonight, so it's kind of a choice, I guess. Try and see if we can do all of Void Ark, or we save Void Ark for Wednesday and do some East. Or maybe one optional dungeon. That could be a good middle ground. We do one optional dungeon and then we do some East. That sounds like a plan. I think we save the rest of Void Ark for Wednesday. What dungeons we got on board here? We got a bunch of them. We've got a serious hard mode, very serious. We've got Hullbreaker Isle hard mode. Got Lost City of Andapur hard mode. We've got Fractal Continuum, Bismarck Extreme. Irvana Extreme. Never Reap. Google Library hard mode. Some all hard mode. The Arboretum. What do you think? You guys know the dungeons. I don't know them. Which one do you think we should do tonight? If we're gonna do just one dungeon tonight, what should it be? Fractal Continuum it is. Let's do it. Alright, so we'll do some Fractal Continuum, and then we will check out East Memories of Celceta. Try that out tonight, but before we have to stop. One of the earlier Heavensward patch dungeons, and isn't just a hard mode. Alright, sounds like a plan. Cue us up, sir. Alright. I am so ready. What's over here? Claudio Strife instead of Cloud Strife. We got Claudio Strife. He's looking pretty Cloud Strifey to me. Alright, Claudio. Alright. What's a sightseeing point? Oh, okay. I'll keep that in mind. DPS. Come on, DPS. Here we go. Alright. Ooh. Okay. Clear the history gallery. On the case. A freaking sweeper. Alright. Continuing on. Clockwork Soldier. Do you have to heal in this dungeon? I guess okay. We got one over here too. Defeat the Phantom Ray. Alright, first boss. Hey, you! Why don't you come over here, bud? That's a good spot. Interesting. Oh, come on. Pretty straightforward boss. A little bit of moving around to get out of his zones, but other than that. See you later, bud. Okay. Shabti. Okay. 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 Defeat the Minotaur. Alright, second boss. Whew. I didn't take a full spin with that, huh? I was wondering if I might be able to just get out of the way of that long wind-up. Didn't put anything on the ground, so I was a little bit less than okay. Okay. What's next? Okay. Activate the Violet, Crimson, and Emerald control units, huh? Oh, well, okay. There's Violet. It's pretty straightforward. So we activate these three things and then fight the final boss. Whoever that may be. crap, I can't move. Okay. What is the final boss? Oh, okay, something teleporting in. Okay. Kind of Sphinx thing? Curator. Alright. Anything to know about this guy? It's not. It's Mads. Alright, so one of the squares lit up. It's not necessarily super good. Why are the squares lighting up? There's some mechanics going on here. We don't want them to light up more of them, right? We lost our rando. GG. Reality augmentation. Alright, that was a fun little dungeon. Check one off the list. I'll throw a commendation at the one person I can to do. And I don't care about green items. Alright. Thanks for the help as always, Karanova and Minus, with all of the dungeoning. And what is it? Lookout? Yeah, sightseeing log. Yeah, as always, thanks for helping with all of that. We will continue on Wednesday, right? Wednesday, I want to do the rest of Void Arc, and we'll go from there, I guess. Maybe try and get 3.2 done, and maybe some more dungeons. I'm gonna save Warring Triad for next week. I think we'll do Void Arc this week. We did Alexander last week. We'll save Warring Triad for next week. But Wednesday we can try and finish Void Arc. If I like the look of Void Arc armor, feel free to glamour my current armor to look like it. I might. It looked pretty cool. Did I actually end up getting that armor? Yeah, I did. It's pretty nifty. I don't know, I'll think about it. Anyways, that's it for Final Fantasy 14 for tonight. I am going to take the stream down for just a second. I'll be right back. We're going to boot up Ys Memories of Celceta. I've got to switch over to my PlayStation to do that though, because that's what we're going to be playing it on. So, I'll be right back, guys. Don't go away. I'll see you soon. Bye.